Welcome. This is Bill Swartz in Scottsdale with Rideshare Redemption. My story, from riches to rags to rideshare. Reasons to believe in a changing America. This is part 2 of my first $1,000 week video. Now we come to the penultimate moment, a big word that means the second to the last moment. This video has the subtitle, Randall's Top Tips. If you have lasted this long, I have an extra treat for you, a lagniappe, as they say in Cajun country. And it's a story about, and a short lesson from, a man I'm going to predict is the smartest rideshare passenger I will ever meet. He doesn't fit any of the demographic slices or dices I have mentioned. He grew up, lived, and lived, and lived, and still lives in good old AZ. So on Thursday late afternoon, I get a pickup call deep in Mesa. On the way there, I peek at the little profile Lyft shows us, and I see that this passenger has 2,000 plus rides. Wow, that's more than I've ever seen listed for a person by one whole extra digit. When I pick up this gentleman, and he was an old school gentleman, I let him know about my channel, and I tell him I would like to interview him because I've been wanting to provide pro tips on how to be a smart rideshare passenger, and I know he's going to have some great ones. He agrees. How do I know he is going to have smart tips? And it's not just because he has over 2,000 trips. A person can be ineffective 2,000 times in a row. We've all seen it. I know because he is the very first passenger I've picked up who called me as I approached 3 minutes from his house to tell me exactly where he was located and how to find him. He had a system. Before I give you the system, let me tell you about the man. He spent his entire life in Arizona after growing up in Florence, with the exception of serving in Vietnam with the Army. Upon his return, after he served in the war, he became a member of the Arizona State Police, first as a state trooper and motorcycle officer, later as a detective and member of the SWAT team. Along with a full tour of historical sites in this part of Mesa I'd never been through, we take a tour of decades-old headline-grabbing cases. Long ago, fully reported in the press, my passenger has tracked down and brought to justice personally serial killers and serial murderers in sensational cases. I get a full insider's breakdown of the publicly available timeline of facts in the Waddell, Arizona temple murders case, where a group of 9 monks were brutally gunned down in a robbery and how it was solved. And my favorite you were there moment, we talked about the huge Tyson gang prison escape in 1978, the year I moved to Arizona, when guns were smuggled in by one family member in a daring and violent prison escape, followed by a huge media-consuming manhunt, ending in the dramatic ends in various forms of all the members of the gang. And now, let me give you Randall's top tips. I feel confident that I can say this is the most professional passenger I've ever met and perhaps will ever meet. His advice to you is as follows. Number 1, call when the driver is 3 minutes out to explain exactly where you are located and how to find your location. Number 1, part 2, call again 1 minute out if the driver does not answer on the first call. Number 2, before he gets in, he asks if the driver would like a mask. And third, he asks if the driver knows the area well, so he knows whether to explain his own directions in detail or whether they can be given in short because the person already knows the streets he is referring to very well. And so, you have the only record that I am aware of which captures the world's most professional rideshare passengers' pro tips in a 3.5-step formula, which I'm calling Randall's Top Tips. Call again if needed, mask, directions. Much love to you all, and peace.